Hello Dost, welcome back to the channel. Today I am talking to you about integrity. Now, why am I dedicating an entire episode, an entire video to this subject matter? Because integrity is probably one of the biggest variables that's going to help you throttle your success. Now, according to Webster's dictionary, integrity means being honest and having strong moral principles. All right. Now, integrity can really be broken down into two different subject matters. One being integrity towards yourself, and the other being integrity towards others. But we're really going to dive into what these two mean and how they're going to really help you. And with that being said, I also have a challenge for you, a challenge that doesn't really benefit me in any way other than seeing you succeed. It's a personal development challenge for the month of July. It's an integrity keeping your promise challenge. All right. So without further ado, let's jump into today's episode. Let's jump into today's episode, all right? Let's talk about integrity and why it is so important. This is a topic that I've been really talking to a lot of people over the last couple of months, so I wanted to dedicate an entire episode to it, all right? Now, I defined the definition of integrity at the beginning of this episode, but I want to explain to you what integrity really means if you're really kind of scratching your head, like, what is integrity? What does it mean? Why is this important? Now, integrity, in the bare bone fundamentals of it, really breaking it down for those of you who may not know what the complex version of this word means, integrity is simply keeping the promises that you not only make yourself, but the promises that you make to other people. Integrity is having self-discipline and the drive, the inherent internal drive within you that is really based on self-reliance and self-love and self-discipline. Consistency, self-discipline, keeping promises, those are kind of the overarching thoughts behind integrity. Why is integrity so important? Why is it so important to be self-disciplined? Why is it so important to keep your own promises? Here's why it's important. Integrity really flows outwardly into other areas and aspects of your life. What I mean by that is, let's say you are a student in high school or college right now, and you're listening to this or you're watching this, and you are having a very hard time focusing on your studies or perhaps an exam. Okay, I'm going to use that as an example. If you are having a hard time keeping the promise to yourself that, okay, tomorrow I'm going to spend about 4 hours focusing on my studies and my exam coming up and actually preparing for it, and not lollygagging around, not wasting time on social media, not wasting time on things that don't really help me or serve me. If you can actually carve out the time on your schedule every single day to focus on your studies, that is being inherent part of being able to keep a promise to yourself. That is integrity at its core. All right. Integrity is really important because when you keep a promise to yourself, what you are telling your subconscious mind, what you're telling yourself, and what you're telling your future self is that not only can you keep a promise to yourself when it comes to your studies, you can keep a promise to yourself when it comes to other areas of your life as well. When you're able to really be self-disciplined and have that integral part of your life where you are focused on the integrity of showing up to the thing that you need to get done, you're really showing other areas of your life that those things matter as well. You will start eating a little bit better. You will start having better relationships because you're showing up for those people as well. So that's an example of a college student. Let's say you are a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, and you have just a plethora of projects or client work that you need to get done. If you are just kind of like, lollygagging around again, and you're not being productive, and you're not showing up for your clients, and you're not, following through with the projects that you need to be working on, you are not being focused on the integrity side of things. You're not keeping a promise to yourself or to other people as well. So when you start showing up for your clients and you start working on your projects, again, it'll help you in other areas of your life as well. When you keep a promise to yourself, here's the most amazing thing about integrity, and something that a lot of people don't understand, is when you keep a promise to yourself, it doesn't really impact other people when you're keeping a promise to yourself, okay? We'll get to that part of it in a little bit when you keep a promise to other people. When you keep a promise to yourself, for example, when you need to study for an exam, that doesn't benefit anyone but you. Your professor doesn't care if you pass or fail, right? I mean, a part of them does, but overall, they want you to succeed, but it doesn't really impact them in the long run. It impacts you. If you study or don't study, it doesn't impact your your friends, your family members. Now again, you may be saying, but Arsalan bhai, to them, they want me to succeed, they want me to be happy. Of course, but it's inherently up to you. You are, again, the captain of your own ship. So when you focus on your studies, when you focus on your clients, but here's another one, when you focus on your health, let's say you are wanting to eat better. Let's say you are wanting to cut out sugar from your life, or cut out, limit the carbs in your life, and you want to just eat better, or you want to go work out. It doesn't help anyone else if you show up and work out or not. Like in the long term, it does. Obviously, there's a ripple effect, but initially it doesn't. And so if you eat a Snickers bar today, instead of having a salad like you promised yourself, it won't hurt anyone but you. That is the integrity side of things. That's keeping a promise and keeping that promise to yourself and following through with it. So if you promise yourself that, okay, I'm going to start eating better, and if you don't eat better, that is on you. So that is the amazing thing about integrity. It is being thoughtful and being disciplined and being consistent in pure silence. No one is clapping for you. No one is cheering you on. It is all about you. Having that self-discipline is one of the biggest aspects of you being successful in life. My Dost, I'm telling you, this is something that has been a huge part of my life. Being able to have integrity in my life, in all areas of my life, has really helped me flourish. Let's say, let's use that word for a second. It helped me flourish my career. It's helped me flourish my life, my relationships, and everything that I've done is because I keep the promises that I've spoken outward. Okay, so the promise that you keep yourself is really important because no one else really is impacted by it except for you. So where are you lacking in your life? What is the promise that you made yourself yesterday or today? Or what is the promise you're going to make yourself next week? And are you keeping those promises? A lot of people fall off the wagon, and it's okay, all right? We are all human. A lot of people fall off the wagon, but then they don't know how to get back on because they forget the promise that they made themselves to begin with. Now, that's a promise you're making yourself. Well, what about the promise you make other people? All right, what about the promises that you're making to other people? That's a huge part of integrity too, in phase 2 of what I want to talk to you about. Let's say, for example, you tell someone that you are going to show up at a certain time or a certain date that you've set for like a meeting or like a date even, or like let's say you're talking to your friends and you're saying, hey, we should all get together on this time. And then let's say at the very last second you cancel for no reason at all. I'm not saying if you get sick or if you're just not feeling well, you just decide to cancel. That is making a promise to someone and then breaking it for no reason. Now you are hurting someone else, not only their feelings, emotions, but also their trust as well. There's a lot of trust that happens when you make a promise to someone else. When you make a promise to others, now let's talk about clients for a second. If you tell a client like, hey, this is what we're going to do for you, this is how we're going to make this happen, and this is kind of what the end result is going to be. And then you end up not delivering what you promised on, or let's say you take like an exceptionally, unbelievably long time without communicating with them or letting them know, you're breaking that promise, you're breaking that integrity that is, again, coherent and is important for your drive and for your life. You may be in class and you may be in college right now, and you may be starting a project with some fellow classmates, and you don't follow through with your end of the deal. You are breaking a promise you've made to someone else. So again, integrity also has to do with keeping a promise you've made to other people and then following through with it. When you don't follow through with a promise that you've kept yourself, you will end up start lacking in other areas as well. If you can't keep a small promise that you made yourself, how are you expected to keep a big promise to yourself? If you, let's say down the road, your promise to yourself and others is, I'm going to be unbelievably wealthy and rich and abundant in my life so I can take care of my family, I can take care of this community, I can take care of the people around the world, I can take care of organizations and causes I believe in. I want to be wealthy, I want to be rich, I want to help people that really need it. When you say that, you are making a promise, okay, to yourself right away, right? You're making a promise to yourself that you are going to show up as the best version of yourself so you can be rich and abundant and wealthy so you can help other people, especially your family. And if you are lacking in other areas of your life, if you can't keep a promise about eating healthy and you keep breaking it, if you can't keep a promise about showing up to a get together with friends and you keep breaking it, if you can't keep a promise with clients, if you can't keep a promise with your homework assignments, how are you expected to keep the promises that you make in the long run? You are breaking integrity. You're breaking integrity in your life and the lives of others as well. You're losing trust. Self-discipline, consistency, self-resilience, self-reliance, all those amazing words, they make up integrity. Honesty. Honesty is so important. Honesty to yourself and to others. Really think about your life. What are the promises that you have made that you have not followed through with? What are the promises that you are making right now that you're probably not going to follow through with because you know in the back of your head that maybe I don't know if I'm going to do this or not. So here's my challenge to you. Okay, I put this challenge out on Instagram. And if you're listening to this episode or watching this episode after the month of July, remember, integrity is a holistic part of your life, no matter what stage or what season or where you are right now. So if you're watching this video or listening to this episode like years from now, you can still do this because it's not only for the month of July, it's for like your entire life. So the challenge that I posted on Instagram, and I can't tell you, like hundreds of people have already messaged me, and I'm so excited to see what they do. So my challenge for you, my Dost, that you're watching and listening to this, is in the month of July, I want you to make a promise to yourself, and I want you to do everything in your power to keep that promise throughout this whole month. And I promise you, you're going to see so much success in your journey and your life as the months continue to follow. So whatever that promise is, okay, I've given a variety of examples throughout this episode, I apologize. But if you have a promise that you want to keep and make, first of all, make and then keep throughout this month, I would love to hear from you. Send me a message on Instagram, send me an email, whatever the best way is for you to communicate with me, and tell me what that challenge is, and I want to keep you accountable. Again, this challenge doesn't benefit me at all. All it does is it benefits you and the Abundant Desi family because it is a personal development challenge. I don't get any kind of benefit from it other than seeing you succeed. That is the biggest benefit. That is the biggest advantage. That's the biggest milestone for me, is seeing your success stories and seeing you flourish. So I want you to get a hold of me on Instagram. Send me a message and I want to connect with you. I'll send you a video reply. And even again, if you're listening to this or watching this after July, still send me a message. It could be years from now, and you might be sending me a message saying, hey, Arsalan, it's 2020 right now, and here's my promise to myself that I'm keeping for the next 30 days. All right? Could be fitness related, it could be personal development related, it could be related to your school, it could be related to your business, it could be related to your significant other, your spouse, your best friend, your family, whatever it may be, a promise you're keeping to yourself or a promise you're keeping to others, and keeping it for the next 30 days and not wavering from it. And at the end of this month, I want to connect with you. I want to see how many of you have kept your promise and have followed through with it. And I may be sending you some amazing, messages, and I might be giving you a shout out, and there may be a award prize at the end. You might win something at the end. All right. I haven't thought that through yet, but we'll see. Maybe I'll come up with something creative for you. All right. So I want to connect with you. Let me know, what is your integrity personal promise that you're going to be keeping for this month, and connect with me. All right. And in the meantime, my Dost, my amazing, beautiful friend, thank you again for being a part of the Abundant Desi family. Thank you for allowing me to really be a part of your life. And my integrity personal challenge for me this month is I'm going to send as many of you as I can a personal video message. Now, there's almost 30,000. That's a lot of people, right? So for the next 30 days, if it takes me every single day sending hundreds and hundreds of messages, that is my challenge to myself, because I want to connect with you and I want to show you and tell you how much you mean to me, because you really do mean the world to me, and this community and tribe and movement would not be possible if it was not for your love and your support. I love you very much, and I cannot wait to see you on Instagram, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode of the Abundant Desi podcast. Until then, my amazing, beautiful Dost, go out there, be abundant, keep the promises that you're making yourself, and make it an integral part of your life. Be amazing. I love you beyond words. And we'll see you soon. This is your friend Arsalan signing out. Thank you, Dost.